Hello my friend, I am Anmol Srivastava and he is my friend Hashish Srivastava. Today we are going to discuss on the topic that how India can become a superpower in this world. So we are going to discuss on this topic today. We are going to discuss this topic on our YouTube channel, that is the Changing Life. So my friend, India has become a superpower in this world. It is because of its growth rate. It is because of having a contribution in different sectors, major sectors. In 2015, it has been seen that India has a nominal growth rate of 7.5%, which is the highest among the all, as compared to the rest of the world. Similarly, if we talk about the independency of India in different sectors, that is the main reason that contribute to a superpower of India in this era. It is called a superpower. It is because it has become a independent sectors in many fields, like in a renewable energy, like in a defense sector, in a power sector, in a construction sector, in a transportation, and in railway, mining, and automobile, IT, and aviation sector. It has become a leader role. It has become a leading partner among the world that provides all these services. Apart from this, India also have improved a lot from infrastructural growth from a past, and just and a time comes when India became one of the biggest superpower in this world. Today, India stands at third position in terms of an increase in a growth rate of our economy after China and USA. India has an economy of at least $3 trillion economy, but which is far bigger, which is far more than our countries like you can say that Brazil, Singapore, and Japan also, and Germany also, as that means as par with the other countries. I think one of the important factors that also contributes about the becoming of India as a superpower, it is because of the huge market size of our India. Today our country has a nearly 130 crore of population, and due to this, most of the industry all over the world get attracted to satisfy the needs and wants of the consumers. Today we have become a dominance over our consumer needs and expectations. Today, today different companies and industries serve our citizens, and their growth can also be contributed by ourselves also.
Yes, actually, you are right that for becoming a superpower, it is not an easy task. The first question arises, how can India become a superpower? It is a major part. The answer to this question is not a single process. It requires a lot of complex and sophisticated techniques and methodologies that India has to go through to develop and to come with such an emerging power that can rule over the world. Actually, India is a country that do not want to rule over the world, but we are talking about the superpower. Superpower means we are thinking of India as an emerging one. So for that, there are a lot of factors that India need to understand. With that, we need to understand that we need to develop. Some of them I do discuss, like the energy resources. In India, there is a huge source of the energy, like coal energies. Like they are trying to do the mining, so we are extracting some other forms of energies too. But still, we have a lack of the renewable resources, because what will happen that these resources like coal, petroleum, especially petroleum diesels, they do come from the other countries like Saudi Arabia and some other countries. So that what happens that these resources may have a chance of a get unrenewed. They have a chance of getting this extinct. So on that case, we require such amount of energy that would be renewable. I am talking about the simple resources, like a turbine system is going on, water is being converted to the electricity. It is what India is contributing to the productivity. But some of the things that we are lacking, like the use of hydrogen fuel. Have you thought about the hydrogen fuel? Hydrogen fuel is such a big tool that you can use as a renewable source. So you can make the cars to run, so that you can, use it in some other form of works in some factories too. So these type of resources like hydrogen fuel and some other resources, they are still being lacked from the India, not only from the India but also from the developed country. They are being unable to implement these type of technologies in their countries too. So what India needs to understand is to try to fetch, to seek for that resources which are renewable. Because if we are searching for the renewable resources, then we will definitely be able to contribute and develop our country. Because renewable resources will be, entertained after 10 to 20 and 50 years ago. After the 20-30 years, because they are, not easily extinct. They are being there. Another thing that comes into my mind is about the defense system of the India. The Indian defense system is a huge system, and there is a lot of budget that is being spent every year for the contribution of the, development of the defense services, for the developing the sophisticated techniques of the defense army. A lot of, things have been invented. India need to, last point I want to say that India needs to import some types of the machines, resources, like in the recent time India has imported the Rafale and some other types of that contributes the country a lot for the development.
Yeah, similarly, India also has emerged as one of the leading market of a leading developer of a nuclear plants also. In 1975, during the time of our Atal Bihari government, India had a test of Pokhran test at Rajasthan, and they had successfully conducted a nuclear test. So it shows that India have also contributed and role in terms of nuclear power also. Similarly, India has improved a lot in terms of space mission and researches also. Before a few years, India has successfully launched our 104 satellites to the targets of a European Space Agency also, and that has been launched to a moon. Another thing that I want to say that during that September 2009, India also launched one of the important mission on the moon, that is known as the mission Chandrayaan 2.
Yes.
In which it had almost successfully landed its orbit on the surface of a moon, but due to some errors that has been occurred there, it failed to do so. But it showed that how India has developed a lot in terms of space research and agencies also, because it was not a simple test. Similarly, before 2 or 3 years in 2015, India also launched our space agency, that is ISRO, has launched the Mars orbital mission, that is MOMS.
Yes.
And it was very cheapest mission among all the missions in the world. So it shows that India has such a capability and ability, talent to do the impossible task into a possible one.
Yes, you're right.
And similarly, today India also supplies the major defense equipments, agriculture in production, garments, vegetables, textiles, and other products to foreign countries also. And and that contributed to one of the major reasons for the becoming a superpower of India.
Actually, you're right that India is developing a lot, and is becoming able to develop export some of the products in other countries too. But I want to say that India has been a great market from the ancient time, from the time of the Britishers. That is why they do here to supply some sort of the products, because India has a lot of population. So this population, there is a huge demand for each and every type of the product in India. So which is a major advantage of the India, that India has a huge market. And we also know that about 65% of the youths, people of the India, they are youths. So they are having the hands which can provide some utility to the country. So these hands needs the employment. The question arises how the employments will be able to increase, because India is still facing the problem of unemployment. There are a lot of solutions to it, but I'm talking to my context and I'm giving the answer of my context, that having the market, having the huge market, having a market of a great demand requires some, production doers, some industries, some factories, some workers. It means if you are, it means you are requiring the supply for the demand. If India has a great demand, it must also have a great supply. The question arises that from where these great supplies do fulfill. These supplies, some of the major part of these supplies are from the foreign countries, like the China, like the US, like some other countries, because they are supplying India the products, and in the return of that they are getting a huge currency of the India, and that is why India is facing some sort of a loss. So our Prime Minister has launched the Make in India program, in which it is committed that we will try to develop our own products, because if we are having a great market, we are having the great supply too, and if we are able to fulfill the supply of our country by ourselves within the nation, then it will have a huge increase in the economy of the country, and it will too provide the employment to the people of the country, because if we are making the product by ourselves.
The things are not, you're saying right, that due to the increase in the population, we have a 65% of a population which is under 35 years of age. They require some employment. But on the other aspect, you can see that if this 35% of population have an ability to develop something, have ability to think and work, to start have something of their own business, also have their own startups. So, for example, if thousands or if some thousands of a population start their own startups, then it will be employed to a large of a candidate. Similarly, it also attracted a foreign markets also, foreign companies also to acquire these candidates, acquire these citizens. It is because they are easily be found, and they can ready to be worked in a low wages also, because of a huge demand of employment. Similarly, on the other hand, India has improved a lot in terms of electronic industry and IT, information technology sector also.
Yes.
Today, the implementation of IoT, artificial intelligence, and you can say that machine learning, that has become a major part in development of our industries also. Almost all the industries have acquired these techniques to improve their production, productivity, and acquire customer base,
Yes, you're right.
and improve the standardization. Similarly, our government becomes so advanced in these ways. Today,
Yes.
our government is known as the e-government, that is electronic government,
Yes.
in which you can don't have to visit any office to have you don't have to visit any bank to have some payment or have transaction. You can easily monitor your transaction by sitting at home. You can easily monitor your income tax, similarly your sales tax, and other activities sitting at home. And one of the important thing that I want to say, that today our government is so advanced in, and it use a highly sophisticated technology to monitor, to monitor the criminals and criminal cases. And I want to
You are
also
talking
say,
about digital India.
digital India program that I want to say. Similarly, our Indian government also acquired different sectors like aviation sector and different IT sectors to come and to have a research plan in our India,
Yes.
to make India more grow and increase the growth rate of India.
Yes, you are right that IT field, IT technologies, information technology has been, increasing its spread all over the country, not only all over the country but also all over the world, because it has large application in the industries. We are very familiar to the terms like IoT, artificial intelligence. They are being imparting some of the important roles in the industries, in the factories too. So these are the terms which are, enhancing our, not only our country's economy but also our the standard of the living, of the life status, and the facilities which we do to acquire, these all are increasing day by day. So I'm talking about the digital India. Digital India means that we are very familiar nowadays to the digital transaction of the money. Digital transaction of the money has brought a drastic change in our country, because before some years there was only provision of taking the money in the cash. If there even if there is a lakh and crore of the rupees, they have been transacted in the form of the cash. But we have never thought about the digital payment. But now we are too familiar with the digital payment. We are able to use the ATM. We are able to use the Bhim UPI. We are able to use a lot of the apps and digital technologies to have a transaction of the money. So that transaction of the money will definitely provide a transparency in the currency system, and we will able to develop a lot of things. But another thing that also comes into my mind is that the facility of law and order. India has a facility of the law and order in some good sense, but not so much developed, because we are still facing the delays in the case. There's a suppose a case for the divorce is filed, and sometimes we are seeing that it is going years by years, and there is no type of conclusion is being made there. So if these cases are filed digitally, if these all these cases which are very small, they have been tackled through online processing, then I think that it would be much able to save the time, not only the time but also the money of the government, and then it would be able to improve the law and order system. That I would say.
Yeah, actually India needs somewhat more implementation of our IT sector, electronic sectors in managing the day-to-day affairs in the government also.
Yes.
Similarly, I'm going to give very good example that today the facility of a video conferencing, in which any chief minister or any governor, there is no required to meet any person personally. He can electronically monitor the different system, different governors. He can electronically monitor the different officials, and he can directly contact with them with the help of a video conferencing. He don't need to go here and there. So it increases the accountability, and it also increases transparency, reduce the crime also.
Yes.
So that is a good implementation of IT in our government also. Similarly, in a banking sector also, there is a drastic change. In other sectors also, there is a good change in the IT sector also.
So that is very great that we have discussed about some of the aspects of the changing country's situation, changing the emerging India as an emerging form of the population. But India has a lot of possibilities. They would never end up. But it is provided that we should explore that what we can do for our country. That is very important, because the citizens' contribution to any country is a vital part of that nation. We all know that India is a democratic country, and citizens are the building blocks of that country. If we are able to contribute ourselves for the country, then it would be definitely able to increase the productivity of the country. Then it would be definitely able to improve the systems, because we all are familiar to the system of the corruption. Corruption can only be reduced by our awareness. Although the government is trying to check the corruption according to its ways, but it cannot be able to remove it from the. It cannot be able to root it out. It is we who can be able to root it out. Because if we are not giving the bribe, we would not be able to taking the bribe. So this is a two-way process. If you are not giving the bribe, the other will not take a bribe.
Actually, one of the important reasons that why India becomes superpower is because of adoption of a triple P model, that is public-private partnership, in which government works with the public sector also, public companies for a development, for a establishment of our industries, because government alone cannot develop any country. Inclusion of a money in a economy is very important, and that can only be occurred by the triple P model. Similarly, the other important thing that it is because of our liberalization and globalization, because India has occurred one of the important leaders in our import-export market. I think that India has a contribution of 1% of export among the global market. Similarly, one of the important other thing that why India becomes superpower, it is because it is because of India has a good international relations with other agencies like World Health Organization, World Trade Organization, UNCTAD.
Yes.
Because I've seen that India acquired a fifth position in a World, World Trade Organization. So that has been a good for India to make a good relation with the foreign countries and international organizations also.
Yes, you're right. So it is what we have discussed all about our country's development. So I want to, I mean, appeal to all my listeners that you do contribute for your country, because change, if you brought change in yourself, then you can be able to see the change in your country, because your change will be able to reflect inside the country. So that is very important. Broad change inside yourself. Try to root out the corruptions. Try to, make a good, transparent systems. There are a lot of things that responsibilities of the citizens too, which are very necessary, like fulfilling the tax in the right sense, and all these are you can easily to understand. So being be a responsible citizen of your country, and you will definitely see the transformations in the India, because it has a large of possibilities of the transformation. So thank you to all my listeners, and thank you my friend and me. Goodbye.